What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. And in this video I'm going to be giving you guys my first impression of the new seasonal banner, which we're going to be getting in like 2 days. And this has got Titania's units, Greil mercenaries, and I'm going to be giving you guys my first impression obviously, and also the stat speculation of these units, what I think the stats might be on these units. So the first unit we have got is the heroic Greil himself. And he's an axe unit. I'm really happy that they actually introduced him. I think he was decently placed in Choose Your Legends. A lot of people were speculating that this would be Greil from the silhouette because of his hair, and also the fact that he was wielding an axe. I'm really happy that Telius units finally got a seasonal banner. If you have been watching my videos for past few months, you probably remember that I've been wanting some kind of Telius seasonal banner. I was really wanting Christmas Greil mercenaries banner with Christmas Ike and Christmas Soren, but this is also really good. So he's an axe armor, which means that he's going to be having a lot of stiff competition because we've got a lot of really good armor units in green, like Hector, Valentine Hector, Legendary Hector, also Ephraim, Surtur. There are just so many of them. And the fact that Greil does not have a preferred weapon is going to be making things worse for him. And we probably have all kinds of stat lines already covered by the existing Axe Armor Knights. So Greil is definitely going to be having trouble setting himself apart from the other really good green armor units. He has got Faithful Axe Plus, which is pretty much a physical version of the Owl Tome, and this is really good for armor units who are going to be sticking together. It gives +3 to all of your stats if you're nearby an ally, and this goes really well with the 2 Bond Sacred Seals that we have got. And he also has Ether, which is really obvious, and Fury 4. So this is the new tier 4 skill that we have got, and I'm pretty sure this is a reference to Leiron's medallion. Wow, they actually did that. So this gives you +4 to all of your stats, and after combat you get 8 damage. This makes it a pretty balanced skill. I mean, +1 to all of your stats compared to Fury 3 is not really going to be game changer. And 8 damage can be quite huge, and it's not really going to be synergizing with stuff like Weary Fighter on his slot B, because he's going to be constantly taking that damage, or Vengeful Fighter for that matter, or even Special Fighter. So Fury is a really weird skill on an armor unit who has got Weary Fighter. Fury would have been really nice if he was faster, but seeing as how he's got Weary Fighter, I'm pretty sure he's going to be slow. But I do see the appeal of Fury based on that reference, but still it's really awkward on armor units. And Fury 4 is pretty balanced because of how it works, and it's also going to be a 300 SP skill, so you could give this to your arena bonus units, namely Asuka Trio, or also to your cheerleaders. But if you give that to your bonus units like someone like Alphonse, it is going to be synergizing with his Brazen Refine, but the 8 damage is going to be detrimental if you want to take out all of the units with your bonus unit like Alphonse. So there's definitely that drawback of Fury 4, and obviously you could run this on Batre and Eldigan. If I do get multiple copies of Greil, I'm obviously going to be giving my Eldigan Fury 4 because I do like him a lot, and this is like the perfect skill for him, well, with his Refine. So he's got Weary Fighter. As I said, I think he's going to be slow because of that, and Armor March as a slot C skill. So Greil has got pretty decent skills that you could fodder him up for Fury 4 obviously. And as a unit, this is the stat line I'm thinking for him. So I'm actually going to be playing this. So he's going to be proccing his Ether, and he's going to be doing 58 damage. Now normally he was doing 42 damage, which means that he got 16 points of additional damage out of Ether. And since he got 16 points of damage, that means this Lance Armor Knight has got 32 defense. And if you do the math and also take the Weapon Strangle effect into the equation, you will be ending up at 58 attack. Now, obviously, Greil is not going to be having that much attack with a non-preferred weapon, so you subtract the 14 might and also the 4 attack that he's going to be getting from Fury 4, and you end up at 40 base attack. I've not really removed the 3 attack that he might get out of Faithful Axe Plus during the combat, because there's really no way to tell that if he's near a unit or not. But I'm assuming that he's not, because 40 base attack is pretty good for a green armor unit. We already have a lot of green armor units with that base attack. Even a free unit like Halloween Dorcas has that much attack. So yeah, I'm thinking of 40 base attack. We can see that he has got 47 HP, and if I didn't mess this up, he definitely has 40 attack. 22 speed because I'm expecting him to be slow, but he could still be at 26 after Fury. Really high defense, which is what I'm expecting, and 27 resistance as workable, and 174 BST. Probably they're just going to be giving him a super boon in some kind of stat to have him reach 175 BST, but still, like, he doesn't really have a preferred weapon. But he does come with this 300 SP skill and also Ether, so that's the thing. So yeah, that's Greil. Super happy for him. And then we've got Soren as a blue mage cavalier. So that obviously also has a very stiff competition with the existence of Reinhardt and also Lara Shell in the 4-star and 3-star pool. Actually, Lara Shell isn't really in the 3-star pool, but still my point stands. The competition is going to be there. He has got the same weapon as Greil with the same effect, but this is the tome version. And this is pretty much an inferior version of an owl tome, because that can scale up to +6 and this only goes up to +3. Now obviously, for getting that +6 with an owl tome, you will need to have more allies, but even then, like, this kind of weapon on a high movement unit like Soren, who's a cavalry unit, is not really all that good. Obviously, the good old blade tome is gonna be the thing which people are gonna be having on him. The only thing this tome has got over an owl tome is that it has got 2 more might than owl tome. So yeah, it's not really the greatest weapon for a cavalry unit, and he has got rally attack speed plus, and this is gonna be a really good skill for arena cheerleaders. This is a 300 SP assist skill, and he has got attack respond. A lot of seasonal units have that. Speed feint, which is present on Bridal Tharja, and this is pretty good. The feint skills are pretty good on arena cheerleaders, and outside of that, and other content, feint skills just face a lot of competition from the other slot B skills. And he has got res opening as his new skill. So we already have res tactic available as a sacred seal and available on Lara Shell. And if you're running an emblem team, then you can obviously have the fortify emblem buff. So res opening, it does have its use definitely. I can definitely see the use of it in like Ether Raid's battle, where you would smite a unit into the range of enemy, like a really bulky unit, bulky armor unit that is, and just have them get this res opening buff even when they are far away from their allies. So it definitely has its usage, but definitely is pretty niche. And Soren doesn't really have his special, so we cannot really tell what kind of attack he's going to be having. Obviously could pull up the stats of the sword fighter, but I think that can change. So this is the stat spread I'm expecting on Soren, and now that I think about this, he might actually be an enemy phase mage cavalier. We don't really have any of those, so that's gonna be a really unique thing, but he's not gonna be excelling much into that because the attack respond kind of leads me to believe that. And also this weapon works better in enemy phase, obviously, with the placement. So yeah, that's the stat spread I'm expecting on Soren. And then we've got Mist as a green mage cavalier. So we do have a couple of those, and World of Thracia, Olwen, Gunthra, Cecilia, and also Valentine Selena. But I think she's gonna be different than any of those, and I'll go over that in a minute. So she is also a mage cavalier. She has got the same weapon, Grand Blooms Plus, and this is even terrible on Mist because it seems like she's definitely gonna be a player phase unit, seeing as how she's got Swift Sparrow. So this weapon just does not really work out in the player phase because it's really hard to get the placements right in the player phase, and you might have to waste a turn of a unit to have them get this boost in the player phase. And that's why attack speed bond isn't really the greatest skill, despite the fact that it gives you the offensive stats. So in the player phase, this weapon isn't really all that good, and you can just go with the blade tome, which is kind of really boring, but I mean, you don't really have any kind of other option than that. So yeah, she's got rally defense res plus. This is the first time we've got this skill, I believe. This is really good skill for arena cheerleaders because the aim is to survive. If any of your units go down in arena, then you will have to start again. So this is a fantastic skill for arena cheerleaders. She also has Swift Sparrow, and it seems like any kind of offensive units these days just get Swift Sparrow. And she's got Res Feint and Green Tome Valor. Res Feint is a new skill, and I could definitely see the application of this, as I said, on an arena cheerleader, but Asuka Trio are physical units, so Res Feint is not going to be useful to a lot of the players. and this could be useful, I guess, in ether raids. As I said, feint skills do face a lot of competition from the slot B skills, and something like Desperation is definitely going to be much better, obviously, on a unit like Mist. And this is the stat spread I'm expecting on Mist. Now, we definitely have some Green Mage Cavaliers, as I said, like Olwen, Gontra, Cecilia, Valentine Lilina, but I'm expecting Mist to have a stat spread between Olwen and Valentine Lilina, where she doesn't really have the highest attack and the highest speed for a Green Mage, and she's just there in between with 33 base attack and 35 base speed. Obviously, Olwen does have a preferred Blade Tome, which is absolutely fantastic, but still Mist can definitely find a bit of use out of that stat spread, because the way I see it is that Valentine Lilina is straight up a nuke, Gontra is more of a utility, the normal Cecilia can also work as a Grand Blade Mage, but she also works as a nuke, and obviously a Raven Tome Cavalier. And then we have got Olwen, who is a really fantastic Blade Tome Cavalier, but she's got a really bad base attack of 30, which doesn't really matter in the long run with a Blade Tome, but still, that's something. So I expect Mist to have this kind of stat spread. Once again, no specials, nothing, so we cannot really tell anything other than this, this HP that she has got. So 2 Mage Cavaliers, and then finally we have got Valentine's Ike. This is a Path of Radiance Ike, so that's why he looks younger, and this definitely looks quite similar to his art from Path of Radiance. He's a sword armor, which is not really all that saturated. We don't really have a lot of units in that class, so he's definitely going to be having a place for himself in that class, and he has got Hard Blade Plus. No preferred weapon. I was really surprised, because I was thinking that, okay, Ike is going to be their final big hit unit for this banner. They're definitely going to be giving him some kind of preferred weapon. Last year, Hector did have Berserk Armads, and that was an insane weapon, but surprisingly, he doesn't have a preferred weapon, which is so strange. So this is the same weapon as all of the other units, and obviously this is much better on a unit like Ike, who is having Distant Counter and is going to be working in the enemy phase, and also is a low mobility armor unit, and he's got Radiant Ether from Legendary Ike, which definitely seems really strange, having that kind of preferred skill on a seasonal unit. And he's got Distant Counter as a slot A skill. He figured that he wouldn't be able to use Ragnall, so he just slapped this skill on his slot A, which I can definitely respect. And he has got Special Fighter. Now, Special Fighter is really interesting. Now, it's not really all that much better than Vengeful or Bullfighter. There are only specific few armor units who can make a really good use of Special Fighter, including units like, obviously, Brave Ephraim, the best user of it because of Garm, and fast armor units like Halloween Henry, Valentine Lynn, and also units with good mixed bulk like Sheena, Gwendolyn, I guess, who really need that breath effect so that they can charge up with their special faster. And also, I guess, the original Hector and Brave Hector, because of how their weapons function. So Special Fighter and Even Speed Wave leads me to think that he's going to be fast, and Ike is usually portrayed rather slow in both Smash Bros. And also in Fire Emblem Heroes and also in Fates. Yeah, Ike was definitely slow in Fates from what I can remember from the Amiibo units. So I think this version of Ike is going to be fast, which seems really weird for an armor unit, but he does have Special Fighter, and having Special Fighter on a fast unit really makes the use of it much better, because you're going to be using this in both phases. It is going to be giving you the breath effect, and this does work in both phases, so that's the main selling point of the skill, and Even Speed Wave can help him with that. Now let's see his ether damage, and then I'll move on to the stat spread speculation, which I have. Okay, I didn't unpause. Yeah, so this bow fighter is going to be taking... Okay, what was that special code? Don't bother thanking me. Okay, he's going to be having 43 damage, which means that he's got 11 points of additional damage out of Ether. And to get that, this bow fighter needs to have 22 defense. And there's really no weapons triangle in the equation. So he will be having 54 attack. And if you just remove the might of his blade, he will end up at 40 attack, which is definitely reasonable for an armor unit like him. He's definitely really powerful, so it does make sense. And as I said, I think he's going to be fast, so I'm expecting at least 36 base speed on him, 31 defense, and 23 resistance. 23 resistance with this blade is definitely pretty nice, but barrier blade is just gonna be better if you want to tank hits with Ike, especially mages. So barrier blade is gonna be a really good weapon on Ike. There are not really a lot of good barrier blade users because the units who have got high resistance out of the red units already have a preferred weapon, and yeah, this can be actually pretty nice. And you can also give Greil's axe to some other armor unit who's enemy phase. That could work out, but you could also give Sacco gifts to them as an enemy phase weapon. But still, this is also a really good weapon. And you can actually give Carrot Axe to Greil to offset the Fury damage. So he's only going to be taking like 2 damage out of his Fury 4. So that can actually be done. Yeah, Greil is probably one of the best users of Carrot Axe Plus. Definitely works out really nice with him. So if you got extra Spring Chrome from that free summon special banner, then you could definitely make use of that. So yeah, that's the set spread I'm expecting on Ike. Definitely think he's going to be a fast sword armor with really high attack. And Radiant Ether and Special Fighter is just absolutely amazing with distant counters. So you can always proc this in a single round if he can double, and that could actually be not really all that bad with his high speed if he ends up getting that. So yeah, Special Fighter with Radiant Ether and distant counter, that's actually really good. They just had to give him a preferred weapon and he would be like amazing, but like I said, I'm really surprised that they didn't really give that. And the biggest thing out of this banner is that we're gonna be getting a free Titania as a Tempest Trial reward, and she is a Red Mage Cavalier. Her art is out on the official website, and just look at her face. I'm so happy that she's a seasonal unit. That's absolutely amazing, and it does make sense with the Valentine's theme. But I'm really happy that Titania is a free Red Mage Cavalier. We don't really have any of those as a free unit. We have got Cecilia as the free Green Mage Cavalier, Ursula as the Blue Mage Cavalier, and obviously Laura Shell and Reinhardt are also easily available. But we don't really have any sort of accessible Red Mage Cavaliers. And just look at her art. It's so amazing and so well drawn. She looks so happy as well. It's drawn by my favorite Fire Emblem Heroes artist. I don't want to butcher their name, but you probably know their name as it is because their artworks are so popular. So yeah, really happy about this. We're probably going to be having the Tempest Trial on Monday, I think, or Tuesday. I don't really know, but I'm just happy that Titania is the free reward. Hoping that she's got a decent stat spread, and obviously she's going to be having this weapon. This same weapon which Soren and Mist has got. Just the red version. And if you look at her art, it seems like she might be a staff unit, but she isn't. So yeah, really excited for this banner. And also for the weapon refines that we're going to be getting. Especially the Nino and the Eliwood refine. I'm really looking forward to those. Hopefully those turn out to be good. And let me know about your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed, then please be sure to leave a like. And if you haven't already, then make sure to subscribe for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.